Hello everyone, welcome to the Amargasaurus guide. This is a new creature for the map Lost Island for Ark Survival Evolved. It has quite a different taming mechanism, so I'm going to show you how to tame it. It's both a combination of passive and kind of aggressive taming. And in addition, I'm going to show you some of the utilities that it has as a tamed creature. Here is a list of the things that you will need. I recommend using a pump action shotgun or any high damage weapon. You will need an insulating soup, either Kalian or Freya curry, and to feed it you'll need superior kibble and sweet veggie cakes. And things that are not necessary but quite helpful is some rare flour and med brews. Where you can find the Amargasaurus is in a couple of different locations. They are located in the desert, in the flat sandy areas just before the main kind of rocky mountainous parts of the desert. You can see we have two here. Here is our map coordinates and our GPS coordinates. And again, here are just some more. You can see the flat open expanse desert this way. And just at the foothills of the mountains, there are some Amargasaurus here. The other location that I have seen them is along the beaches at the base of the volcano. So you have the red orb up here with the active volcano. And if you look along the beaches, you will sometimes see the Amargasaurus here. They tend to spawn in packs, so they seem to be a pack creature. Oh look, there's a griffin over there. So this one's quite hurt already, but they're super aggressive. And it just came right at me. It does a knockback, and they'll kill you pretty quick. So how do you tame one is the trick question. They're highly aggressive. You can try trapping them and you can actually use a net gun on them, but there's not much point with that because you have to hunt and they're a passive tame. So in order to tame one, what you need to do is be using either Freya curry or Kalian soup. When you approach them with the soups enabled, they're no longer aggressive. You run up to them and get the prompt to sync temperatures. So now that you've synced up with them, they'll actually follow you around. And you'll see a prompt that says, hunt with the Amarga to increase taming. So taming is currently 0. So we need to go on a hunt. And here is the trick. You can't hunt passive or non-aggressive dinosaurs. So I tried hunting things that weren't going to attack us. Seems like they've found something. Yep, they've got some hyenas. So you need to attack and kill aggressive creatures with them. It doesn't like it if you hit its friends. In fact, if you hit them or their friends, you lose all taming effectiveness. So the lesson learned here is do not attack any other Amargasaurus and do not hurt the Amargasaurus with your weapon. Okay, this is like attempt number 4. Most people are doing this in creative god mode and I need to kind of show you guys how tricky it is. Alright, let's sync our temperatures. Let's eat some rare flour. I have med brews for myself. I have a shotgun. Canteen. Let's take it on a bit of a hunting trip. I'm in the desert, so I have some ghillie to keep cool. So it wants to fight side by side with you. I'll let this guy get it. Oh. You can get caught in the crosshairs of its flame attacks or the armor damage cloud or even its tail swipe. So that's why I recommend bringing med brews along. This one's tricky. I really don't want to hurt the Amargasaurus. Okay, got the vulture. Where are we at in terms of effectiveness? Okay, I'm hurt. Bring some med brews. Only at 3%. Be really careful not to hurt the Amargasaurus. Okay, and it wants sweet veggie cake to heal this time, so we'll give it some sweet veggie cake. Let's keep searching for things to hunt. Where are our tamings at now? 5%? You just need to be mindful that you only have as long as the Kalian soup will last to complete the tame. If you run out of soup, you'll run out of sync with the Amargasaurus and you can't finish the tame. So when it takes damage, with losing some effectiveness, I'm taking damage too. So it's hungry again. Oh! What do you want? Eat the Amarga to increase taming. Now it wants exceptional kibble. Oh, and I got hit by its attack. Okay, now it's hungry again. What's it want? It wants kibble. Okay, keep my health up. Okay, there's a Kano. That might give us some good effectiveness here. Okay, I'm gonna have to be very careful. I don't know what I've done. Made a mistake. So just be a little bit more forward than I was in attacking creatures. The Amargasaurus doesn't like to take too much damage, but it does like to fight, so it's a fine balance. That way you shouldn't lose any effectiveness like I did. I lost some effectiveness because it was taking damage. What else is coming in? Okay. Okay, and now it wants a feed. Exceptional kibble, and we've tamed one. That's a lot of work. Make shadow mains look easy peasy. So there you go, that is what you need to do to get an Amargasaurus. I like to do these tutorials out of God mode because that is how real players, we take damage, and you need to be able to learn how to manage that effectively as well while taming. So the Amargasaurus saddle unlocks at level 55. You will need 6 Amargasaurus spikes, 140 fiber, 225 hide, and 30 metal to make it, and you need to make it in a smithy. Now, how do you get spikes from the Amargasaurus if they're so aggressive? So you can obtain these spikes from your tamed Amargasaurus. Hold up the radio menu and click on Retrieve Spike, and you pick up one of the spikes. And continue doing that until you have 6 spikes. These spikes also have another usage, which I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video. So we've opened up our smithy, we have everything in there, and we can craft one. Also take this spike and the saddle, and we will equip the saddle. And now we can ride it. We kind of sit at the back here. I'm wondering if it's actually, you can have more than one person, because it certainly looks like it. So now let's look at some of the controls. The Left click is the primary attack, and that is right trigger on your console. It does a little bit of knockback too, you can see here. And with the secondary attack, you click and hold the mouse button and it brings up a reticle. And on your controller, that would be holding the left trigger. And then you can launch these by clicking the left button or using the right trigger. If you press C, you'll notice that we changed spikes. We now have fire spikes. And we have freezing spikes and armor penetrating spikes. To do that on a controller, you would click the right stick. It is a herbivore, so I want to test its harvesting abilities as well. So using the primary attack, we get more thatch than wood. Let's try it on these bushes. We are actually getting a lot of berries. So you can use this as a berry harvester as well. Let's test out some of the spike damage. We've got some Apache rhinos here. We'll load up a cold spike. See if we can freeze that guy. He seems to be running quite slow. And the ones that are in there, yep. Once they stay in that cloud long enough, they do get frozen. And they take some good damage. Okay. And the cloud remains around for quite a while. Let's test the fire spike out on this one over here. It can run out of the fire and takes damage when it's in it, but I didn't see any flames on that, so let's try that on a different animal. Let's see if we can set this turtle aflame. Okay. Keeping it in the area does set it aflame, but if the dino has a chance to run out, we're getting good damage numbers now that it's contained in that flame bubble. So it's more of an assist to your primary attack, I think, than a long range attack, because the creatures can get out of that, but if they remain in the circle, they do take quite a bit of damage. The other attack it does do is a armor penetrating attack. I don't have anyone to test this against right now. Doesn't seem to harm your own armor. You can actually demolish the spike and that will reduce the cloud, but my guess is with armor on that might be quite tricky. So I've set up a bunch of training dummies with different types of armor on, so I'm going to try and see if we can test the armor piercing on these. I've got some tech and metal right here. I'll wait for that to reload. I don't see any damage numbers coming out of the dummy, so I can't test this effectively at the moment. I think I might have to do that on an actual PvP server, because here the armor still appears to be intact. So you will notice as we're riding the Amargasaurus that we have a shield icon on the bottom right hand side. This looks similar to the effect that you get when on the Basilosaurus, so I'm guessing that this provides a temperature buff for players who are riding the creature. So we are in the middle of the desert now with some flak armor on, and you can see that we have the heat symbol. When we mount the Amargasaurus, the temperature effect has gone. We've got the shield affecting us from the temperature effects. So this makes it a great mount for the desert. And we'll check if it works in the snow area as well. So you can see that we are in the snow area and we have an ice cube status effect. We are going to throw out our cryopod, get on the Amargasaurus, and you can see that that temperature effect is gone, so we have a buff that we are no longer freezing when we are riding that. So that is a really cool feature. So my initial thought with retrieving the spikes was that you could use them instead of a tree sap tap. But I tried to put them into my hotbar and they would not work. So I'm not sure what was going on there. I thought it would just be an automatic tree sap. But what I think we can do is place them into the tree sap taps. It's a bit of a rhyme. And this should increase the production of sap that you get. So we'll set these up and we will come back and check on them in a little bit. So let's take a look at the inventory of these tree sap taps. The Amargasaurus spike one has 21 sap. This one has 10 sap. This one has 10. And this one has 20. So with the Amargasaurus a spike in the taps, you are getting almost double the amount of sap that you were getting previously. So it doesn't replace the tree sap taps, but it does definitely make them more efficient. So if you are farming for veggie cakes or other items that need sap, this is a really great thing to have. So that is everything that you need to know about the Amargasaurus. If you have found this video helpful, please consider giving a subscription to the channel. It helps me grow and get the information out to more people.